At Premier Heating and Air, we wake up every day with one goal in mind, and that's serving Middle Georgia with the fastest, friendliest service available. Experience a Premier difference. Do you need faster response getting your AC fixed or replaced? Then call Premier. Since 2001, Premier has been providing the fastest response on incredible AC, indoor air quality, and commercial services. Our work ethic and service has been the key to our success. The difference is clear. Call Premier. Now breathe easy with perfectly time saving on a new AC system. Free estimate and up to $2,000 in rebates. So you'll beat the heat in total comfort all summer long. Log on to dublin.premierishere.com. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company. Offer ends June 30th, 2023. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the studios again, Miss Shanita Hunt. It is a privilege and honor to have you come in today, Shanita.
It's always a pleasure being here, Ronnie.
Man, when people think of talent in our community, you're at the top of the list for sure.
Well, thank you.
You have made your mark, and now you're back. You're running Miller's Soul Food. You and your husband there all the time.
Yes.
Lorenzo's next door. I guess he comes over.
That's right. He comes over every day to make sure he gets his belly full. He does.
Great place. A great place to eat.
Thank
so
you.
many people tell me how they've enjoyed it. I have people that I run into who move into town, and a friend of theirs will take them down to Miller's Soul Food, and he's like, "Hey, have you eaten it?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah."
We have been very fortunate that people know about us between I-16, coming from Atlanta, Macon to Savannah, even through the Florida, Jacksonville area. They will say, we Google places to eat because we were headed to Atlanta, headed to Macon, and they say, you pop up immediately, and that's why we tried you. And they look at our reviews and they say, you know, people don't have anything bad to say about you guys when it comes to the food they got or the service. So they said it was worth a stop, and they said, well, wow, we will be back. Because once they eat the food, they realize it really is from farm to table. Yeah. It really is. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that about certain restaurants until they go. And then they say, we can't get this food anywhere. That's what they always say. We can't get this kind of food anywhere.
Yeah, yeah. It's not everywhere for sure.
That's
and
right.
In very select places. Everybody wants to eat at the local restaurant when they're traveling through.
That's right.
Where do the locals eat? What do we? And you love seeing home folks. I know you do.
That's true. And you know, because you mentioned that, you mentioned where the locals eat. We were on the list of 100 places where locals love to eat. We were one of the 100 out of the state of Georgia. Yeah.
So since 1955, you know, Miller's just been a staple, oldest.
Downtown, you know, as far as sit-in restaurants, yes. There are a few places that have probably been around just as long. I think the hamburger joint downtown, but sit-in restaurants, yes, we're the oldest. Yeah. I didn't know that either until somebody started calculating the dates. So the others that were around, they were great when they were here. It's just that those new generations didn't want to continue.
Right.
So. Yeah,
and so. You know, your mom, you know, she's an icon in the community.
Yes, she is.
She has educated so many people and then fed so many people in so many different ways. You know, you think about the relationship there, and then people being able to come back there and eat there and love on her and feel that love through the years, that relationship just rekindled, and can laugh and joke from being a student and then being an adult and having children.
Yes. If people check out our Facebook page, Miller's Soul Food Dublin, you'll see tables of folks coming in there who were students of hers in Johnson County schools, and you'll see them come back and just sit down and have meals with her. You'll see photos of her taking pictures with them. And it's wonderful because I missed all of that. I wasn't here during a lot of those years. I was off at school, and I remained in South Florida for over 30 years. So I missed a lot of that. So to see them still love on her the way they do makes me feel good.
Yeah, it makes you feel good about your community, about your home. And
Absolutely.
you know, growing up here, you were encouraged by people. They saw talent in you, and had there not been a community of people who loved on you and shared with you?
Yes, it started with my mother first, seeing that I had some talent and then deciding to cultivate that talent and get me lessons. There were the school teachers who did it also, Dr. Archie McAfee, who I talk about all over the world. And also at my church, Mrs. Walton, who played for our church at Buckeye Baptist Church. I had Mrs. Thigpen, who taught me piano in elementary school. Had Mrs. Sizer, who taught me music in middle school. Then I had Dolores Cannon, who taught me private lessons after I left elementary school. I had private piano with her. And then back to Dr. Archie McAfee in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
You talk about people who influenced a lot of people's lives,
Yes.
not just yours, Shanita, but what an impact. And then you left our humble community and went to college.
Yes.
Trained, got a good training, chose to go into teaching.
Yes.
And impacted a lot of young lives yourself.
Yes, I did. I don't want to toot my own horn. However, I've got some kids out there who are right now writing, producing, and they have a successful career in music because they came through the school where I taught.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah. The reason I really want to bring that up, Shanita, is because there's so many people who have that love and they don't do anything with it. They have that talent and they just don't do anything with it. The impact that we can have on others' lives with the
Yes.
gift that we get can just change generations, change lives, bring so much happiness into people's hearts and lives and homes.
Yes, yes.
So
Well, you know,
it's
Ronnie,
important.
I would say this. A lot of kids feel that they can't do it alone.
Right.
Sometimes parents don't push because they feel the fear in the child of trying to take that first step. And they feel pushing too hard is too much of a scare to the kid. My mother ignored that.
Yeah.
She said, because you have the gift and the talent, I know it's my job to make sure you get what you need in order to do it well.
Sure.
And I think a lot of parents are afraid to take that on as a parent. Maybe they're afraid that they're going to push the child away from them. But really, you're pushing the child towards what they were here to do, their purpose. And it's not until they see me also in school do they take that leap of faith and say, oh, I think I can do that because Miss Hunt's right behind me. She's going to help me do what I need to do. And I kind of fix the things that they're scared of. The frogs in the voice, I fix all of that. You know, the songs that are difficult in range that they feel they can't quite approach, I fix that. You know, learning songs from beginning to end. People think, okay, you can sing a song great because you know the words. It's learning the song from beginning to end, all the lyrics. So I fix that when they come to school. I work on all things, ad-libs and melodies and finding your own voice in the song.
Wow.
Let's fix it so it fits your voice. I fix all of that. And that gives them then a little bit of courage to get out there and try it. And once they do and they've been bitten by the bug, I don't have to worry about it anymore. They're volunteering for solos and now they feel like they can do it.
How about that?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, we want to talk just a minute now about the dinner and jazz coming up 29th, right?
Yes, 29th of June.
What a great offering to our community.
Thank you, thank you.
That is terrific.
My husband came up with it first.
Wow.
He said, you know, we should do something here. I said, well, it's kind of small. He said, yeah, but you should decide to do something. You got to do some music while you're here. You might as well do the stuff that you know how to do. Give them the things that you did in Florida all the time. So I said, yeah, we could do that. Being that my brother's a drummer, I said, you know what, let's see if I can get my brother on board. And he said, oh, I know a couple of guys, keys and bass. He said, you know, T.T. Webb and Daniel Wiggins. He said, we can get together with them. He said, they're pretty good. I said, okay. I knew a few other guys I thought I wanted to use, but once I got with his group, I said, okay, we can make it work with these guys.
Yeah.
So we did. We decided to do something that Dublin didn't have, which was a supper club.
Yes, yes. You've allowed everyone that opportunity once before, right?
Yes, back in December
Yeah,
of 2023, we decided to do it to kick off the holiday season, and it was well received. I was so surprised. I think I probably advertised it for about 2.5 weeks, and we filled up the first show and half of the second show.
Nice.
Very happy
Two
with that.
shows this
Two
coming
shows
week.
this coming week, yes, sir. A 6 o'clock show or an 8 o'clock show. So if you don't want to eat too late, come to the 6 o'clock show. But if you're a person who likes to hang around and loves to, you know, talk and mingle, and you want to do that later, then 8 o'clock is the show for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We all like to eat at different times. I'm at late eater, so that's
Oh,
the time
yes.
for me.
I
I
hear
tell
you.
you, and it's just such a great feeling. You set it up so well. It's just
Yes.
it's beautiful, and you really want to be there. You want to take reservations? Or
Yes, we take reservations. We transform the whole room. Depending on how many are in your party, we'll set up a table for 2 or 3 or 4, however many come. And we make sure you're sitting somewhere that you can enjoy the evening with your people who you're with. And the room is transformed. You will not recognize the tables or the chairs or anything like that. It's really, really well decorated by the Jenkins Company. And we hope you just enjoy a night of singing and wonderful food.
yeah. How are we gonna get on that reservation list? How do we get?
You can get on that list by calling us during our regular hours at Miller's, Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays from 11 till 5 p.m. And that number is 478-272-5983. Or give me a call on my cell phone, Rose Voice Entertainment. That phone number is 305-826-2858.
Beautiful. Take a short break. We'll be right back with Shanita.
Badcock Home Furniture and More is your home store, where you'll find great savings on new living room sets, sofas, love seats, recliners, and more. Badcock Home Furniture and More has great savings every day on bedding and bedroom sets. Shop Badcock Home Furniture and More for a great selection of dining room sets. And save every day on electronics and appliances at Badcock Home Furniture and More, 1927 Highway 441 South in Dublin. Call 275-3144 for more information, or stop by and see Wendy and Tim Sumner or any of their friendly staff today at Badcock and More Home Furniture Store, where no credit is ever refused.
I think the future for Oconee Fall Technical College is bright. We have a 99.9% placement rate at OFTC. That means the students who come in our doors are going to get a job, and we're very proud of that. We're always looking at anything that can prepare our students and our graduates to meet the needs of the workforce. Things are changing all over the world, and we want to make sure that our students are globally competitive. We want to empower our students and give them a thriving learning experience so that they can soar to new heights.
You know,
Okay.
Shanita, we talk about the music, we talk about, you know, the training that you've done through the years, and whatever a person's discipline is, they may want to write, they may love poetry, they may just want to play a musical instrument, you know, they just may want to learn how to speak well and practice that as a profession or just a discipline, build their confidence. We all have those gifts, but man, yours is really flourishing, and it's given you the opportunity to meet a lot of people in life.
Yes, it has. I have met international folks who are just at the top of their game. If I could tell you the conferences and the different types of events that I've gone to where I've been able to be in the room with people who have, I mean, even people like Nile Rodgers, who has done so much for the music business, and just listen to them just sit around and talk and chat. To be in the studio with people like Walter Orange or the Commodores or Desmond Child, who wrote for Kiss, I Want to Rock and Roll All Night, just to be in his studio and listen to him just sit behind the board and record me on some songs that he thinks he wants to put out. Can you imagine that kind of experience? Just listening to him talk, and Walter Orange talk about the Commodores being in his studio at his home in Coral Springs, Florida, just, you know, recording some stuff for him and just listen to him talk about the history of the Commodores. And being around KC, of KC and the Sunshine Band, being in the studio with him and have him tell me how much money he made by one commercial being played during the Super Bowl. I've had all those experiences. And being with people who are, Gary Vandy, who recorded Whitney Houston, and have him talk about her. Oh my goodness, I mean, I've been in these people's studios and they have trusted me on their microphones, you know? So it's a wonderful experience I've had in South Florida.
What do you think that common thread is for successful people, creative people like that?
I think, well, all of them are educated in music somehow or some way. They either went to school or they got their education on the road or got it from somebody else who took them on the side and worked with them musically. But I can tell you Desmond Child, Walter Orange, Gary Vandy, all of them went to school. They have music degrees. And because of that, they had a foundation getting out into the music business. So the conversations with them can be a little different. We could talk about arrangement, production in a different way than I can with people who just kind of were picked up through the industry, you know, through the local industry, and who got a chance to be in the studio and started working. That's how Casey and his band got together. They just started working on music. They probably had a lot of high school experience in music, but then decided to become a band immediately after that. So it's wonderful just being able to be a creative person, because they're not going to talk to you unless you have a certain level of education experience yourself. Otherwise, they're schooling you, and they don't have time for that.
Right.
They want to talk to you knowing that they hired you, or that you're in the studio to do your job, and that you can talk to them on a certain level of creativity where they're like, this is what I'm trying to get out of this song, and this is what I need your voice to do. And you can say, okay, do you want me to sound like this or whatever, and give them examples. And once they realize you're on their level, then the conversation is different. Yes, so.
And invigorating for you, I'm sure.
It really is, because when you're around students all day teaching them, you're not at the level where you really want to perform, but you're trying to get them to a level where they can, you know, be on their way. But it's great to be around peers who are on that level. So now you're really playing around yourself. You're having fun at the playground yourself once you're around people who are at that level. And you have, you know, I credit Dublin for all the genres of music that I've been exposed to. I've been exposed to country music. I've been exposed to top 40, rock and roll, everything, soul music here, easy rock. So I learned a lot of lyrics over the years. So when I run into a musician, I don't care what genre they're in. They can be Grammy Award winning musicians. The minute they tell me what they do, I can start rattling off songs. They'll say, oh, you know that song? Yes. And they'll say, oh, I played bass on this one, or I played guitar on that, or a buddy of mine played, you know, keys on that one. And so now we can have a real conversation because they know that I'm informed.
It's wonderful for a young person to be exposed to different eras of music.
Yes.
I tell you that some young people, they'll lock in on whatever their taste is, or whatever they've been exposed to, really.
Right.
But man, those who can sit down and listen to jazz,
Yes.
Classical, they listen to country, they'll listen to oldies, as we would call it.
Yes.
Gospel, you know, old African American gospel.
That's right.
Old
Traditional
black,
gospel.
Yes.
That's right.
They are more well-rounded and seem to be better in conversation, so I would encourage people, and would you not?
I would encourage anybody who wants to be in music. It's not going to always be the genre that you love. You're going to have to meet people who are interested in something that you maybe aren't favorable of, but if you want to get into this industry, you're going to have to meet and work with people who you maybe didn't think about working with. You really are.
Yeah, but even beyond, if you're not just trying to go into music and want that as a profession or as a discipline, what have you, just a well-rounded person.
Yes.
Bring them up with understanding different music and the time and what it meant to the person that was singing it, you know, what they were giving to our society.
Yes.
It's part of education.
It is part. I was going to say that if you are interested in music, going into a music program at your school is the best way to get exposed, because that teacher is just a walking encyclopedia when it comes to music and the library of music in America, as well as in classical, which is beyond America. We need to understand that teachers have gone through all of that. They've studied it. So they're going to expose you through seasons, different styles of music, different genres, the history of music, because during the entire school year, they're supposed to expose you to different styles throughout that whole year.
Yeah. Shanita, if you're feeling especially spiritual and you want to choose something that will really speak to you, what would be a song or so you may pull up and listen to?
I think whenever I'm feeling spiritual, I'm trying to find some peace. There's something that I need to make me feel more feel peace somewhere in my soul. So there are several songs that I go to. One song is called All I Want Is You, Lord. I don't want the things that are external. I don't want the things around me that are trying to invade my peace, if you will. I want something that will settle me. I'm looking for answers, and I know God has my answers. So sometimes I'll hum that or sing that just so I can remind myself that I need God right now and nothing else. Let me just silence everything else around me and go to that center and find God. So the song, All I Want Is You, Lord, is one of those.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank you. You know, when you look up the Hebrew word for peace, it is more translated to relax.
Yes.
And so for us just to relax in the Lord, to relax in the Holy Spirit,
Absolutely.
that's beautiful.
Yes.
That's really good, you know.
Yes.
And we all need that, of course.
Yes.
How do we approach the remainder of the day? And then I say, you know, people, you want to have that time. You want to be a spiritual person. Obviously, you want to feed your soul. But
Right.
then you move on to the day, and there's just so much. There's so much incredible that you know, that you can enjoy, and you with friends, and you put on some music, and you think of, wow, you know, we grew up in late '70s, maybe, you know, and into the '80s. That was just so much good music just pouring out.
Yes.
So many talented people. You remember the song "We Are the World"?
Yes.
And all those artists, and it was like, wow.
Yes. The history of We Are the World is on Netflix now. They talk about how it was built. You know, the fact that Michael Jackson came up with the idea, he and Lionel Richie started to put it together. And then they started to seek out all of their professional friends to get involved.
Yeah,
it was a
Quincy
wonderful
Jones.
experience. Yes, Quincy. Oh, that's my idol. That's,
Yeah, I hear you.
yeah, I get excited when I talk about Quincy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But that showed me at that time that there was that much talent, that
Yes.
much love
Yes.
that was available at
Yes.
that point in time.
That's right.
And there always has been.
That's right.
And there
it's
still
always-
is now.
Yes, and look at the voices that came together who happened to come in at different increments in the song and put their touch on the song, and how it just really fit the entire, you know, production of the way they put it together, lyrics, and how they brought in the different melodies at different times with those voices. It was a wonderful, wonderful project.
Yeah. A lot of people that I'm just going to say around our age, and you know, leave it at that, would point that time out. Even, you know, people 50, 20 years younger that I speak with, is just such a great time to get along.
Right, that's right.
We all just, you know.
That's right. It was a great time to get along. One thing about it, a lot of the music was now kind of meshing together. You didn't have so much of one style just sticking out. It was kind of like forming a new form of music that we were getting exposed to. I think a lot of the instruments that were coming about when it came to electronic instruments, like the different types of Yamaha keyboards, and those things were bringing about different types of music. And the birth of the video, the music video, changed the way people approached rock, the way they approached R&B, the way they approached all the other styles, and I think that's what brought them together closer than it has ever before.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good example for everyone today, I think, for all of us, but for, you know, musicians, for those who have that limelight, you know, to come together.
Right.
You know, that would be a prayer for me, for
Right.
our society, for our world.
Yes, yes.
You know, for I don't know, I guess you'd say a revelation or a revival of sort, of that kindred
Right.
spirit.
Right.
You know, so you know, sometimes I say, you know, there's people very far to the right, okay. There's
Yeah.
people very far to the left, okay.
Right.
Probably not going to do anything about either side there, but man, it's all of us down the middle that
Right.
can make a difference.
That's right.
And
I
come
think-
together.
I want to say the young kids are probably getting it more so than we are. You know, when you look at the music that's considered their style of music, it's gone as far as Korea, K-pop.
Yeah.
K-pop is nothing but American style music, that the stuff Americans are doing, but the language of the Koreans. And so you look at the music they listen to, and they seem to all be listening to the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's just the older generations. We've been exposed to different ones, and we love those. And we still have them categorized because the music industry categorized them. And so we know that they're separate, but we still love them all
Yeah.
for what they are. But the kids now are getting one or two styles that they consider their music. And I think that is probably changing because of that.
Yeah, yeah. Do you listen to much modern or current?
When I was in the schools, in the classroom, I did. Nowadays, I have my choice. You know,
Yeah.
I would listen to, I would listen to be able to give them something to perform.
Sure,
You know, and I'd study it and make sure that what they were doing was appropriate for school, but it would be the styles they loved. So I got a chance to learn those songs because of them. Now, like I say, I choose what I listen to, and if I find that it's really not anything that moves me with the beat, and I don't find the singer to be, you know, great quality, but the song is a good song because of the beat and it's a hit, then I may or may not choose to continue to listen. I'll say, oh, wow, that's great. They got a great career going. Good for them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I look at it. So I don't listen to everything. But some of the singers out there, they catch my ear right away.
Yeah.
And I listen, I say, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good voice, good range,
Yeah.
good melody. So,
Yeah, I like to listen to all music,
Okay.
virtually all of it, unless it's just totally vulgar. I
Right.
listen to, you know, every
Okay.
genre. I mean, just my mood.
right.
People will be shocked sometimes if they, you know, come up and they hear what, you know, it's like, oh,
Right.
you know, because I like variety. I grew up in you know, radio DJ, and
Yes.
you know, I got some country that I didn't like it to start out with, but developed it.
Oh,
But then,
okay.
you know, in the '80s, you know, you had all that different types of music. And,
That's right.
And then from there, you just appreciate talent.
You appreciate talent.
You appreciate, you know, Christian rap or rap music.
Yes.
You appreciate, you know, contemporary Christian, or you appreciate, you know, some of the rock songs, some of the
Yes.
rap, this, you know, I'll call street rap.
Right, right.
You know, because it's an expression.
Right, it's an expression.
And
That's right.
I want to know what every facet, every area of my community in the world, what they're saying,
That's right.
what they need.
That's right.
Because a lot of music is what they need.
That's right, that's right.
Trying
Or they're
to
telling us there's a problem, they want us to help them address it,
Yes.
and let's get it solved. So
Yeah.
you're right. When I listen to the young artists, the ones who have something to say, they're not always the ones at the top of the hit list. But if you start to search around, you can find their music. Sometimes it'll pop up through Apple Music playlist, Spotify, and Pandora, and you'll say, okay, let me check this person out, see what they have to say.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, all the music services, even just, you know, go online and type in current, you know, whatever genre you know, you're looking into.
that's right.
It's so good to understand other people. That diversity is
Yes.
such a strength that a lot of us may overlook at times. And
That's true. That's so true. So
Yeah.
true.
This is-
Even Latin music, you know, the language itself, I had to learn it.
Yeah.
Had to learn what I'm listening to, and if I'm reading it, I can understand what I'm listening to. Sometimes it's going so fast, I can't figure it out. But learning to sing it by being in the classroom with those students, and then learning to get in the studio and sing it on stage has helped me understand and appreciate that music as well, because I'm like, they have something to say. I'm listening
all
to
that
that.
passion in that music.
Absolutely, and the rhythm. So, yes,
Yeah, yeah. Want to remind everyone again, we wanted to talk about jazz for a minute, and
Yes.
then and R&B too, right?
jazz and R&B.
Yeah.
Being that I grew up in a lot of classical and soul music and top 40 here, jazz was something I came into by studying in school.
Yeah.
You know, learning all the different artists and performing with bands. There were times that you were doing a gig, you had to learn how to do a classical wedding, do a jazz reception, and a top 40 R&B music dinner reception for one event. So I had to learn how to do all those styles in order to get the job, if the band was going to get the job. So jazz was something that kind of grew on me, and once I started to understand it and learn it, it was something that I was always called to do throughout my career. So I thought dinner time needed to be something really nice and soothing, and something that would be special and a little bit more sophisticated. So I said, you know, the jazz and the R&B would be something that I would do just to introduce it. And so the people who decided to respond were like, wow, we've been waiting for that. That's what I love. I've been waiting to hear that kind of music somewhere for dinner. So it was an immediate success. So because of that, we're going to stick with that theme, jazz and R&B.
Yeah. So this Saturday, two settings.
Two settings, 6 o'clock show from 6 to 7:15 p.m., then 8 o'clock show from 8 to 9:15 p.m.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
go ahead and get in touch with
Call us
Nadine,
again. That's right.
Or Shanita, or whoever
Ask
answers
to
the phone
speak
at
to
Miller's.
me. Absolutely, ask to speak to me. You can also call my cell phone. Again, those numbers are 478-272-5983. My cell phone, 305-826-2858. Make your dinner reservation by Wednesday, June 26, 2024.
We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tom Dominy. Here at Dublin Wind Nelson, we pride ourselves on providing the industry's highest quality products at the most competitive pricing. We are a full-service wholesaler specializing in plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products. With a staff that collectively offers more than 50 years of expertise, our team knows your industry, and we can answer your questions and help you get the parts and equipment you need. From Moen to Renee, we carry the plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products you need from the brands you trust. We also carry a great lineup of Milwaukee tools. At Dublin Wind Nelson, our goal is the long-term success of your business. We achieve that goal with a simple commitment, doing things right, one customer at a time. If you have a question, or if you're looking for a hard-to-find part, give us a call. Our experts are ready to help. Order online, give us a call, or come by at 507 Airport Road in Dublin. We're committed to building long-term relationships with our customers by earning your business every day.
All right, boys, if you want to go to college, you have to clear out another one of these.
What if we told you there was a better way to save for your kids' college than pickle jars? Morris Bank's Savings Builder account and Moolah makes saving for your kids' college easier than ever. All you have to do is connect the account to your debit card, where it automatically rounds up your purchases to the nearest dollar, depositing that spare change into a Moolah account where it will grow into a nice little nest egg for whatever your kids have their sights set on.
And we're back, and just looking ahead. You want to try to do this music and dinner for what, a couple of times a year?
A couple of times a year. We'll see if 2 or 3 times a year will work for us.
Yeah.
I know a lot of things are going on in Dublin around the calendar all year, so we don't want to interfere with anything. So we want to make sure we fix it so that people will be able to come and won't have any conflicts.
Now, Shanita, I have to ask you, do you work with anyone now, any young people, any people in our community, or you still approach that?
I have not worked with anybody here locally. I've had some people to approach me about working, but I want you to understand, if you work with me, it is a serious business. I'm not trying to do it just because we're trying to play around. It's serious. You got to be real serious if you want to work with me, because I'm going to put my all into it. I'm going to give you all of the training that I know you need in order to succeed in this business.
Hey, when you were just driving down the street, feeling good, sun shining, just had a cup of coffee in the morning, you're headed, you got a big bright day ahead of you, you know it's going to be a great day.
Right.
What type of things do you listen to? What's a song you may say, hey, I want to hear?
I listened to my latest album.
Go.
It's called Dreams of Love, and I am on song number 10. I'm wrapping up a remix of the title cut. And I listen to my own album because I'm amazed at what God has given me when it comes to the entire full arrangement of the song and the lyrics. If you don't believe in God, I don't know why not. Because when I tell you I've created this song from all of the divine intelligence that is within me, that's where it came from. The songs, the compositions, getting on the piano and tracking all the music, and having a product that I told my dad before he passed away. I said, Dad, this is my best project that I've ever done before. The best. And so whenever I want to be inspired and realize that God is really with me, has blessed me so much, I'll put on one of those songs and it'll remind me of all that God has given me when it comes to divine intelligence and creativity.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I love that. How do we find that?
You can find that on ShanitaHunt.com or AppleMusic.com, Pandora.com, Amazon.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in and for sharing and for what you all are going to do.
Well, thank you.
This Saturday evening. I'm sure it'll be so energetic, pleasant, and just be a wonderful Saturday evening.
Yes, and it'll be a way for me to introduce my originals along with some other favorite covers that you all love and have heard before.
So you and Lorenzo will be there.
Yes, Lorenzo will be there.
And who else?
T.T. Webb is a bass player that my brother plays with a lot in church, and also Daniel Wiggins is someone who grew up in the East Dublin area. He's also the piano player. He'll be playing with us as well.
Yeah, it'll be a nice evening.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and get in touch and get your tickets. Space will run out pretty soon.
That's
so-
right. Right now, the 8 o'clock show is almost half full. The tickets are $30 a person. We're talking about a full meal. Chicken or roast beef, mashed potatoes or wild rice. You get green beans, garden salad, cake or pie, tea or lemonade, and live music for just $30 a person.
Wow. Hello.
Yes.
Best of luck with that.
Thank
we look
you.
forward to seeing that beautiful performance, and it's just a joy to have you back in the community.
Well,
to have
thank
you here
you.
every day. I know your mom loves it.
Yes, we're here. I'm in and out, though. I had a show in Savannah this past weekend. I've got some stuff going on in Florida next month. So I'm in and out, but I am here through the week, and if I'm doing anything locally, musically, I'll let people know that I'm doing something here musically as well. So,
Yeah, love to keep our eye on you.
well, thank you.
Yeah,
It's
thank
a
you.
pleasure always being here, too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
And
me.
thank you for joining us right here on TV 35.